So Johnson Clinton, I think I'm gonna sentence you to 20 years in prison.
What?
Not a normal prison.
20 years?
A prison right here on World Cup Private Island.
Wow.
Everybody remain seated. Order in this court. Let me finish.
This is crazy.
And yes, I heard the gasps. Let that fear teach you. Let it shake you. Because prison is real.
So it's now time for Franklin to go to court. Unfortunately, Franklin's brother was taken to World Cup Island court, and now he has to face the judge. Hopefully the judge will not take Franklin's brother to prison. I really hope so. Whoa. Guys. Who's that? That's Kid Ronaldo? Holy moly. Wow. I think he's cleaning the house. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Wow. It's been a long time since I saw Kid Ronaldo. If you guys want to see Kid Ronaldo, be sure to comment down below. And I think that should be World Cup Island Court. Oh my god. It's locked? Whoa, whoa, whoa. This is interesting, man. 1 second. It's actually locked. Can I open it? Okay, I can open it. Let's enter inside World Cup Island Court. Are you guys ready? In 3, 2, 1, and bam. Whoa. Okay. What is going on? This should be the court.
All right, everybody. This court is now in session here on World Cup Private Island. I know this ain't my regular Los Santos courtroom, but the law still follows folks wherever foolishness decides to travel. Now, I recognize the Clinton family very well. Franklin Jr. stood before me twice in the past, and I gotta say, it's remarkable that young man ain't been caught up in court drama for a while. That shows growth, and I respect growth. But today, the problem ain't Franklin Jr. Today, we dealing with his younger brother, Johnson Clinton. And this ain't Johnson's first time standing before a judge either. This case involves alleged theft of a private speedboat, unlawful entry onto World Cup Private Island, and causing property damage on a boat owned by a very successful billionaire woman. Johnson is 12 years old, but 12 don't mean invisible. Youth can explain bad choices, but it don't erase consequences. This court will hear from both sides. Franklin Sr. brought a lawyer for his son. The woman pressing charges also has counsel present. We gonna move with order, not shouting. First, I want to hear from the lawyer representing Johnson Clinton. Counsel, you may begin.
Thank you, Your Honor. My name is Mr. Bradley Whitlock, and I represent Johnson Clinton today. I won't stand here and pretend Johnson made good decisions. He didn't. He took a boat that wasn't his, entered a private island without permission, and created fear, inconvenience, and possible damage. But this court must also look at who Johnson is. He is a 12-year-old boy, not a grown criminal mastermind. He acted out of jealousy, confusion, and childish emotion after feeling left behind by his family. That doesn't excuse the conduct, but it matters when deciding punishment. The goal should be correction, not destruction. A prison sentence would not help this boy become better. It would break him before he understands the weight of what he did. He understands fear now. He understands shame. He needs guidance. He needs limits. He needs a chance. Prison won't teach him. Structure will. Family supervision matters. Your Honor, Johnson needs accountability, but he also needs supervision, structure, and consequences that fit his age. His father is here, his mother is here, and the family is prepared to pay for any proven damages to the boat. The family is not running away from responsibility. We ask house arrest, community service, summer school, counseling, and strict monitoring instead of prison. Johnson should apologize to the boat owner, to this island, and to his family. He should learn that stealing private property and sneaking into restricted places can ruin lives, but he should also be given a chance to grow out of this mistake. Punish the action, Your Honor, but don't throw away the child. That is our position. We accept restitution. We accept monitoring. We accept discipline. We reject destruction. He can change. He must change. That is why we ask mercy. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Whitlock. You made your point clearly. I hear the word correction, and I respect that. But correction still needs consequences. This ain't a playground disagreement. A boat was taken, a private island was entered, and a wealthy victim had her property touched without permission. Now let's hear from the other side. Counsel for the woman pressing charges, please state your name and proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. My name is Ms. Priscilla Butterworth Jenkins, and I represent Ms. Bonquisha Van Goldwater.
Bonquisha.
My client is the owner of the stolen speedboat, and she did not wake up expecting a 12-year-old child to turn her luxury beach morning into a police matter. She was resting at the beach, waiting to enjoy her boat, when Johnson Clinton took that boat without permission. This was not a toy. This was not a bicycle left in somebody's yard. This was expensive private property tied to safety, insurance, registration, and legal responsibility. If Johnson had crashed, drowned, injured someone, or damaged the island dock, my client could have been dragged into a nightmare she never created. The fact that he is young makes it more frightening, not less. This risk was real. This harm was real. The law sees that. My client sees that. The court should see that. Wealth changes nothing. Ownership still matters. Safety matters too. That is our position. We are not asking this court to ignore his age, but we are asking the court not to treat wealth as permission to forgive everything. The Clinton family may have money. That does not mean my client should smile while her property gets stolen and scratched. The boat has visible scratches on the side panels, minor dock impact marks, and emotional inconvenience to my client, who was shocked and embarrassed. We believe restitution is mandatory. We also believe Johnson needs a serious legal warning that stays on his record in some form. If this court only gives him a soft talk, he may walk out laughing. My client wants this young man to understand that private property is private property. That is all, Your Honor.
Thank you, Miss Butterworth Jenkins. You brought up property, safety, and responsibility. I ain't ignoring those scratches either. A young age don't erase the cost of foolishness. Before I hear from Johnson, I want to hear from the woman whose boat was taken. Miss Bonquisha Van Goldwater. Do you really want this boy going to prison for years? Speak freely, ma'am.
Your Honor, yes, I'm upset. I don't care if he is 12, 13, or 30. That boy touched my private property like it was sitting there waiting for him. My boat ain't a community bicycle. It cost money, it has insurance, it has value, and it has my name attached to it. I was at the beach, relaxing, minding my rich business, enjoying the sun, and suddenly my boat is gone. Do you know how embarrassing that is? People were staring at me like I lost control of my own property. Then I hear a child drove it to this island without permission. That is outrageous. He could have killed himself, or somebody else. He could have damaged the dock worse than he already did. And yes, there are scratches on my boat. I felt disrespected. I felt exposed. I felt robbed. That matters. My property matters. My peace matters. My safety matters. I worked hard for what I own. I didn't become a billionaire by letting people test me and then cry because they're young. If the sentence says 10 years, then let it be 10 years. If the sentence says 20, then I won't lose sleep.
Wow.
Actions got consequences. His family having money doesn't fix disrespect. If his father pays for the scratches, good, he should. But I still want this court to scare that boy straight. If you let him go easy, he might steal a jet next week. Then everybody will say, oh, he is just 12. No, Your Honor, he needs to learn now, before he becomes a grown man doing worse things. That is how I feel. I said what I said. I want payment. I want warning. I want consequences. Tears don't repair scratches. Excuses don't restore trust. I'm done.
Lord have mercy, Miss Van Goldwater. You sound mean. But I understand why you're mad. Your boat got taken, and that ain't small. Now, before Johnson speaks, I want to hear from his father. Mr. Franklin Sr., you are responsible too. because Johnson is 12. A 12-year-old don't just become wild out of nowhere. He sees things, hears things, follows people, and sometimes copies foolishness around him. I ain't saying you raised him wrong. I ain't accusing Franklin Jr. either. But something influenced this child. So stand up, sir. Tell this court what is happening with your son.
Your Honor, I understand what you're saying. And I'm standing here embarrassed, hurt, and angry at the same time. I just found out my son been hanging around CJ way too much. Now, I ain't trying to be no snitch like Tekashi 6ix9ine, but that boy CJ done been around a lot of mess. Somehow he ain't faced justice yet, and I don't know how that keeps happening. My son started acting different after being around him. Johnson used to be stubborn, yeah, but not like this. Stealing a boat, sneaking onto a private island, hiring hackers, trying to mess up his brother's relationship, that ain't normal childhood behavior. I love my son, but I won't stand here and act like he ain't wrong. He is wrong. He took action, and he gotta face consequences. But Your Honor, please, don't bury my 12-year-old son in prison like he a grown man. I blame myself too. I should have watched closer. I should have checked his friends. He is still my baby, but he gotta learn. I know that. Just don't bury him. Teach him. My wife standing right here is broken right now. She ain't even got words because this whole thing hurt her spirit. We just got back from South Africa a few weeks ago. Aunt Denise barely recovered from a car crash, and now we sitting in court on World Cup Island over Johnson stealing a boat. This family been through enough drama. I'll pay for every scratch on that boat. I'll pay court costs, counseling, whatever supervision you want. I'm asking for mercy with discipline. Put him under house arrest. Give him summer school, community service, ankle monitor, anything that teaches him. But let him come home and learn while I keep both eyes on him. I promise this court, Johnson won't run wild again. I'll lock it down. I'll check his phone. I'll check his friends. I'll pay damages. His mama needs peace. Give us a chance. Please. Give him one last chance.
Mr. Franklin Sr., I hear you. I respect a father who stands up, tells the truth, and don't pretend his child is perfect. I also understand the ticket situation. Aunt Denise bought the World Cup Island tickets while Johnson wasn't in Los Santos, and we all wish Aunt Denise a quick recovery. I'll say this island is beautiful. This is my first court matter here, and I can see why a child would want to sneak in. But wanting something ain't permission to steal a boat. Tickets may be pricey, but your family can afford them. Still, timing, travel, and confusion all played a part. Now, none of that answers the real issue. Johnson Clinton, stand up. Whatever you say now matters. This can shape whether I treat you like a child who made terrible choices or like someone heading toward a dangerous path. If you lie, it gets worse. If you tell the truth, this court will consider that. Tell me why you did this. Tell me about the boat, the island, and the hacked messages. Speak now. This island ain't a courtroom toy. This family ain't above law. But children can be corrected. Johnson, this is your moment. Choose truth. Choose accountability. Choose wisely. Speak.
Your Honor, some things everybody said about me are true. But CJ ain't tell me to steal that boat, and he ain't make me do this. I did it because I wanted revenge on my brother. Franklin and Mia went to World Cup Island without me, and I felt like nobody cared. I was sleeping after coming back from South Africa. Then I woke up and everybody was gone. It felt like I don't exist in my own family. So yeah, I got mad. I hired a hacker to get into Franklin's Instagram.
Wow.
I paid him $850. I had savings because my dad used to give me $50 for school snacks, and I saved a lot during summer break. I also sent $150 to a cleaner on this island. I told her to print the screenshots and put them in a letter. I knew Mia would find it. I wanted Franklin to feel embarrassed like I felt left out. That was wrong. I was jealous. I was mad. I was stupid. I know that now. I wanted attention. I wanted revenge. I hurt people. I messed up. I'm sorry. Please believe me. I know I stole a boat too. I saw it at the beach and I thought I could drive it here fast, show up, and make everybody notice me. I didn't think about the owner. I didn't think about scratches, police, court, or prison. I only thought about getting to the island. I'm sorry to Miss Van Goldwater. I'm sorry to my dad, my mom, Franklin, Mia, and everybody here. I don't want to go to prison. I'm only 12. I told my brother when I'm 15 I'm gonna be a millionaire, and I still believe that. One day I'll have my own island, my own boat, and I'll buy tickets for everybody so nobody feels left out. But I promise I won't steal again. I won't hire hackers again. I won't mess with my brother's account again. Please forgive me, Your Honor. Give me another chance. I want to go home. I won't do it again. I swear. I know I look bad. I made myself look bad. But I'm not evil. I just wanted to matter. That was wrong. Prison scares me. Please.
Johnson Clinton, what you just said was serious. You admitted to hiring a hacker, leaking private messages, paying a worker to hide a letter, stealing a private boat, and entering World Cup Private Island without permission. That is a long list for a 12-year-old boy. You are too young to be acting like a grown criminal, and too smart to pretend you didn't know wrong from right. Feeling left out ain't an excuse. Jealousy ain't a legal defense. Revenge can destroy families, relationships, and futures. You almost destroyed your brother's relationship, embarrassed your family, and put yourself in danger on the water. Ms. Van Goldwater had a right to be angry. Your father had a right to be ashamed. But you told the truth today, and truth matters. So Johnson Clinton, I think I'm going to sentence you to 20 years in prison.
What?
Not a normal prison.
20 years?
A prison right here on World Cup Private Island.
Wow.
Everybody remain seated. Order in this court. Let me finish.
This is crazy.
And yes, I heard the gasps. Let that fear teach you. Let it shake you. Because prison is real. Court is real. Consequences are real. Remember this feeling. Sorry, my bad. I think I'm getting too old for this job because that came out wrong.
What?
What I meant is, if I wanted to sentence you like a grown man, the law could take you down a very ugly road. But I ain't doing that today. Your father will pay for every scratch and every verified damage on Ms. Van Goldwater's boat. You will be under house arrest for 1 week. No beach, no island, no CJ, no running around Los Santos. Because your father has a big compound, you may stay within the property, but you won't leave that property. You will wear an ankle bracelet, and if you cross the boundary, Officer Kevin's department will know immediately. After that, you will attend 2 weeks of summer school. If I see you in court again for foolishness, I won't be this kind. Next time, it will be ugly. Use this warning to grow up. Court is adjourned.